Hi there. Welcome to Wellness Unplugged, where we seek wisdom and throw the rule book. Our guest today is an absolute powerhouse of healing and transformation. For over 13 years, she's been a true alchemist of well-being, moving seamlessly through multiple modalities, from access consciousness bars to NLP, from Himalayan singing bowls to the profound work of family constellation therapy. She's not just teaching peace, harmony, and joy, he's actually living it, proving that creating a safe space and a vibrant life is the ultimate act of rebellion. She's an international facilitator who's been a catalyst for change across India, and frankly, she makes magic look like a standard Tuesday. Please give a warm welcome to the phenomenal healer, facilitator, and therapist, Miss Almas Lokhandwala. Hi, Almas. And
Hi,
welcome to Wellness Unplugged. It's so lovely to have you here with us.
my pleasure. It's so lovely to be here on the show with Pune Mirror. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Almaz. Almaz, without much ado, let's start with. I've been really up half the night doing research on you, and I've been actually, and it's a topic that's obviously of great interest to a lot of us, me included. So, and I've been really intrigued with what you do, and Almaz, with a toolkit as diverse as yours, from the energetic release of access consciousness bars to the ancestral depth of family constellation therapy. How do you decide which modality is the right one for a client? Is there a common root um, issue which that all these paths eventually lead back to?
Yeah, lovely question.
Thank you.
Um, so yes, I do have a lot of modalities in my kitty, and I started my journey as a healer with Access Consciousness bars. Then came sound healing with the Himalayan singing bowls, and after that, I did the NLP practitioners course and the Master NLP practitioners course. In between, Akashic reading and so many other things. Crystals also happened, and then lastly was the family constellations, which I have been trained for. Um, each modality in their own right is the same, but still very different.
Of course.
Yeah, and the diversity, what you mentioned, is with each modality goes very different. So a little bit about access consciousness. The bars are somewhere around 32 points on your head. When you very gently touch them, there is dissipation which takes place in terms of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So, um, thoughts, feelings, and emotions have an electromagnetic charge.
Hmm.
And, anger, jealousy, all these emotions have a particular charge to them where we are constantly looped into that pattern.
Okay.
The minute you are dissipating those emotions, there's no charge. That is where healing begins.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That is so interesting. And that's true, you need to something needs to go out before something can come in, right?
absolutely,
I have
absolutely.
a friend, a very sweet Baba friend.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this is a very wrong context, but he always believes that it's better out than in, you know? And you know what I'm talking about. So, I mean, every time he said, what are you doing? He's like, listen, it's better out than in. And I think this kind of works out here, right? All the
Absolutely.
negativity gets shot out of your system,
Right.
and you make room for positive change, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, with family constellations, just as we have a cosmic constellation, which is equally important, and any one star goes missing, the constellation is not complete.
Correct.
Similarly, in a family constellation, we have a core family.
Mm-hmm.
So, our immediate parents, the grandparents, the children,
Right.
the siblings, they are a core family. But of course, there are times when, you know, we have an absent father, emotionally unavailable uh, parent.
Right.
Even in relationships, there are so many problems. There are times, where there are There is a looping pattern which we see in the family where finance is like always an issue.
Right.
There are times when there are curses, vows, contracts with family members which have been repeated over generations.
Okay. You mean
Okay.
curses, vows, as in you vow that you take an oath, and that's what you're saying
Yeah,
about?
it's like earlier, like I vow this will never happen in my family, or I curse that,
Mm,
this is going to be how it is going to be for the next generations. Um, all those used to happen in earlier times.
right.
And then the family goes in a pattern where everything just gets repeated. It could be divorces, it could be not having children in the family. Um, it could also be certain deaths in the family. It's a repeated patterns. There are times when suicides is a repetition pattern.
Okay.
And that is when we travel down the ancestral lineage to find out where it came from. And that's how we make peace with the entire ancestral lineage.
Wow. So you're basically telling me that a lot of the baggage that we're carrying is also inherited. It's a part of a legacy,
Yes.
emotional legacy.
Yes. Even diseases sometimes.
That's true. I mean, that's a fact of life, right? We inherit a lot of our parents' illnesses.
Yes. Yeah. So, just as I said, each one is very different
Hmm.
but same because the outcome for healing is the same.
Correct.
Uh, this is how it, uh, again, with sound healing, it is different.
Hmm.
But the ethos behind each modality is to create peace and harmony, is to create healing for the person and the being.
Okay. That sounds interesting. So that probably makes you delve deep, dig deep in. No,
Absolutely, absolutely.
you have to really do a lot of digging in before you can. कहते हैं ना कि वो निकालना पड़ता है. You need to literally, you know, throw
Uh,
the whole thing out.
yeah.
It's
So it's
hull
actually,
yourself out is what I'm looking at right
yes.
now.
So it is a journey where you have to understand what is the root cause of where did this come from. In most of the work that I do, I don't do digging because digging creates muck, where
Fair point.
um, you'll end up taking the muck also.
Yeah,
So there is
that's
there
true.
is there's a lot of ease in all of this if you are with the correct person who helps you. um, you are able to travel and realize where this particular issue and problem came from, and half of it is busted the minute there is an awareness about, this, there is a aha moment.
Because this is where it all
Yes,
went wrong.
yes,
Correct.
yes. Then of course there is the journey of forgiveness, for gratitude in the present space that you are, and you have busted your problem.
Wow, that is so interesting.
Mhm.
Which kind of talk when you talk about this is like a transformative moment of your life, right?
Absolutely.
Where you go back and it's like looking to the rear view mirror. It gives you an understanding of what's coming ahead. No.
Absolutely.
So, my next question to you is that you've seen thousands. I know we've had this question, we've had this discussion, but
Mhm.
I'm going to keep to the thousands because I think you don't even realize how much you've helped people without even them coming to you. Because if anybody has seen your podcast and so has been to your sessions, whether they've participated individually one on one or just been spectators
Mhm.
or in the audience, I'm sure they've had some takeaway moments from there. So I'm going to go with thousands right now.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so
Uh,
you've seen thousands of people, people going through this seeking transformation. Yeah, and in your experience, what is that one single biggest lie we tell ourselves and that prevents us from creating the peace, harmony, and joy that you champion? And we all lie to ourselves, and I think we lie to
Absolutely.
ourselves more than we lie to other people.
Yes, yes. So, before I come to the actual answer to this,
Hmm.
I want to tell, um, we are constantly talking about abuse.
Right.
We're constantly talking about judgments, and we say, oh, this person judges me so much. But what about the self abuse we put ourselves through?
Yeah.
What about the self judgment and self criticism that we subject ourselves to.
Wow.
That is the biggest killer.
Tell me about
And none of us acknowledge that fact. We are always like, oh, that friend spoke like this about me.
it. Yeah.
But every single moment when you're looking into the mirror and looping back and creating your self criticism, what about that?
Because we're the hardest on ourselves.
Yes,
Therefore, the world is hard on us. We're hard
absolutely.
on ourselves, no?
So, the biggest lie in this is we do not acknowledge and see the truth for what it is. There are, let's take one of the most common things about relationship issues. Okay. And we are constantly saying, oh, that person is so demanding and that person is like not very nice to me and things like this. And what what happens in this is you need to acknowledge that the fact that you are also not setting your boundaries
Yeah.
for this to actually come in your field. So I think the biggest realization of it all is see the truth in absoluteness. It takes a lot of courage to be there and see that.
How many of us can actually have that courage to face reality?
Yeah.
You've been telling me a lot of stuff right now, and you've been talking to me about history. Let's go back to yours. How did it
Oh
all
my
start for
gosh.
you?
Oh my gosh.
What was that one moment of yours? When did this all start for you? I'm curious.
Okay. So, I was born and brought up in Mumbai,
Hmm.
and I was a Japanese interpreter.
Wow. Talk about a segue out here.
And I got married here in Pune. My husband is very much from Pune. And after that, I had kind of decided that, I'm not really going to pursue anything because I just want to be a homemaker and be around the kids when they're growing up. Uh, yes. Then when the kids, started, um, they were a little older. I was like, okay, I need to think about doing something. And I was just in question. My son, who was around 5, 4, 5 around then, he started having asthma
Okay.
and he needed nebulization. So he needed nebulization for um, once a month.
Okay.
Then gradually the nebulization started to become more often and it was like almost once a week.
Oh.
That's when the pediatrician um, um, gave us a medicine. And the minute I read the medicine, I was like, this is a steroid. I was aware because I come from a medical background where,
Right.
my bua, my father, they were very active with
Okay.
pharmacy and everything was concerned. So he said, yeah, yeah, it doesn't make any difference. He'll get better. And when I um, uh, took the prescription and bought the medication, I was like, this is the last time I'm going to give this to you. And I was like, I need to know and be empowered enough as a mother where, just all of us are very natural teachers to our kids.
Yes.
Yes, teaching them everything, taking up their studies and things like this. But I said, no, medicine also has to be within my power.
Correct.
And I was like, I need to equip myself with something where I'm able to handle medicine for you. That's when I learned access bars.
Okay.
And within the blanket of access consciousness, there is another modality, there is another um, course which works on body.
Hmm.
The next time he had an asthmatic attack, I didn't take him to the doctor. I just put my hands on his body, and next day he went to school.
Wow. Okay. That's
And
interesting.
you know, see, I've been there as a mom, so I know what it is like. We always go into a panic mode,
Yes.
and specifically when the kids are small,
Small.
you know. So I was like, no, I need to be in control with this, where medicines are not going to control you.
Okay.
It is a choice. I have nothing against the medical fraternity because obviously we need them. But there are times when, we have to understand where his asthma was coming from,
Right.
why he was feeling stifled. At that point of time, there were situations within the extended family where he was picking up all of those emotions, and I recognize that as a mother.
That's true. A lot of our illnesses come from our stress levels, right?
Absolutely.
Um, whether it's asthma, it's also cancer. Today, cancer stress
Yes.
is one of the root causes of cancer in
Yes.
women, especially.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
so that is, I think that was a wow. Talk about walking the wild side. Okay, I am pretty sure a lot of doctors out there probably think, "Oh, we're out of job right now."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But Almas, I've been since we are talking about families, we talk about so let's come back a little ahead in time. Let's talk about the family constellation therapy,
Hmm.
which is a relatively newer addition to your practice, correct? Um, can you explain in simpler terms how unresolved trauma from our great grandparents or our distant relatives can still be playing out in our adult lives? Um, and how do you help people untangle their legacy?
That's a good question, Corina. So, family constellations is much more deeper work. Because, see, with access consciousness, you are doing emotions, thoughts, feelings, and emotions. With sound healing, you're working on your body.
Right.
With family constellation, you are working on a lot of external factors which have come in the play, and they are affecting your present life.
Okay.
Um, so it's more or less like, you have any examples to give and I can elaborate?
Okay. I honestly don't really know much about this, but okay, let's come up with a hypothetical question or hypothetical situation. Um, you have a family that is inherently dysfunctional. It is hurt beyond uh, belief.
Hmm.
It could be it could be a father who has been who was born handicapped at birth,
Mm-hmm.
and a mother who was say the I'm being a writer right now, so I'm using my writer's imagination.
Absolutely, go
I'm
ahead.
creating a situation for you.
Yeah.
Um, it could be a mother who may be the last child of the family. So basically, the one who's been after so many the one who's been least looked into, because children kind of grow up, as they say in
Yes,
India,
yes, yes.
with the other children.
Yeah.
And having said that, maybe the her parents, maybe they probably had her at a later stage of their life.
Right,
Bhool
right.
ka bacha, like
Yes,
you
yes,
know,
yes.
you know. I'm sorry that this is me conjuring up a situation. You asked for it, okay? You're talking to a writer right now.
Absolutely, go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm loving it.
So now you have the father
Hmm.
who is born with a handicap, who has an overprotective mother, okay, and and a disinterested or a disappointed father because he's not been born perfect. And on the other hand, you have this child, the mother, who's been raised by her siblings rather than her parents, because her parents are old or older and they don't really have the bandwidth to look after her. And that when these two people come together, they have children. And again, you are a product of your upbringing. So some way, that distance, that disappointment, that um being ignored, or not ignored in the literal, but being allowed to come on, be raised by your other members of the family. When you put these two people together, you have children, and those children themselves end up with their own problems.
So it's like you have this in the past
Yeah.
and you have this in the present.
Yes.
Okay. The outcome of all those factors which were there, maybe this person is not able to have relationship with men. For example, the outcome. See, because you have a storyline for what was,
Right.
but we need the storyline for what the present is.
Okay, so let's just
So
flesh it out a little more. So
yeah,
they have two children. They have one, okay, for the sake of a daughter or son or whatever,
mm,
and the son is very again very disinterested, very very
is not able to get a job. Lots of other
yes, and
factors, you
the
know.
daughter is overtly pro family.
Right,
I mean,
right.
and the son chooses to leave home when he hits a certain
Absolutely.
mark, and the daughter chooses to stay back, look after the family, look after the parents, because child on ground zero, as so to speak. So what happens then? How does, and that's again and then they that gives rise to a whole different generation of equally dysfunctional, hurt children.
Absolutely. So what happens in family constellations is there is a past which has been very unsettling for people,
Right.
and there are present issues that you are dealing with because of that past. It could be no job, it could be no relationship, it could be problems with a relationship, it could be so many factors, you know. Money could be an issue, or there are certain emotions which have been very suppressed because of the past events, and present those suppressed emotions are creating a upheaval in emotionally as well as physically for you. With family constellation, we deal with it in terms of, you know, okay, this is it, and there is, we look into what the father went through because of that, what the grandfather did
Mm.
for the father to feel incomplete, because see, those emotions also have traveled,
Yeah.
and somewhere we find the link where we need to reach out to that particular root and ask for forgiveness. So there was a particular case where, you know, uh, there was a family constellation conducted where the girl was feeling very unloved, and she had almost around three broken marriages.
Wow.
And she was like, I don't know what to do with my life because with any man, I'm not able to settle down. Again, her parents were also divorced. So it was like we had to travel down the line and reach the time where one particular ancestor, because each ancestor felt unloved by the other. So the travel had to be there for us to reach a point where we had to ask for forgiveness, for being
Acknowledge, yeah, acknowledgement, forgiveness.
acknowledgement. And you know, when the forgiveness starts with each ancestor, there is a deep solace. Then, you know, whatever the present which we are going through also is sometimes forgotten because we realize their pain was even greater than mine because their circumstances were very different.
Correct.
And that's how traveling down the line is helping.
So you basically break the link, you break the chain.
No, we can't.
No,
We acknowledge the chain and
so
we
you don't
say
break
it's
it.
okay.
Okay.
We go to the chain. Yeah. Okay. What you mean to say is
But you,
reach the
but
particular
yeah,
entire chain
yes.
and understand,
So
ask for forgiveness, and then break the chain. Yes.
break the
Chain of
abuse. Yeah,
pattern.
yeah,
Yes. Chain of pattern.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And there is so much of, as I said, the right word would be solace, because it's like you feel content now,
Yeah.
and then with each one you are making peace as you are traveling,
Right.
and then you come back to the present situation where everybody is giving and sending their love to you,
Right.
and the feeling of unloved is diminishing,
Right.
and then it's no more, and
Correct.
that's where the healing lies.
You know, you when you were talking to me about going back in time and going back to generations, you actually, I have one of my favorite books is this book by Dr. Brian Weiss, Many Lives, Many Masters.
Yes. Hmm.
He speaks about past life regression,
Uh-huh.
and that has been one of my favorite books to date. And it has been, and all his other books after that, of course. The only thing that matters is love, all of those. But every one of them speaks about going back in time and acknowledging, but we carry emotional baggage from different time zones. And I'm not
Absolutely.
just talking about this lifetime, I'm talking about previous lives
Right,
also.
right, right.
So when you were talking about that, and you were talking about one lifetime of this lifetime,
Yes,
this current life, but that also talks about breaking patterns,
yes, yes, yes.
of
It
kind of
does.
going back in time and identifying that one point of time when you've
Absolutely.
been hurt, when
Right,
that trauma occurred. And
right.
then once you acknowledge it, then that's when you can move on, and you can say, ha, like your aha
Absolutely.
moment. You've done this, so this is how it all started.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely. And that's how we realize, how there is oneness in the diversity.
Hmm.
So there are times, when a lot of people are confused, like which modality to choose or where to go,
Correct.
which one to do. But I think that should be the prerogative of the facilitator because they know best. If you're in a safe zone, you should just trust the healer with that. And just as you said, past life regression in its own way has its own beauty.
Correct.
Family constellation in its own way has its own beauty.
Correct.
And ultimately, the goal for each one is so similar.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're reaching of your aha moment in either case, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating that of course, you don't have to go back to different lives. Here, you can correct your
Mm-hmm.
problem at this source itself, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that I love this idea. I love this idea about each of us traveling as a pack of family members carrying, and we all carrying our emotional baggage from one generation to another,
Right,
which is again which again is like breaking the cycle at some point of
right.
time. No?
So we are very used to, brushing things under the carpet.
Tell me about it. Absolutely, you don't want to acknowledge it.
You don't want to
The the
acknowledge it.
the elephant's in the room, but you don't
Yes.
want to see it.
Um, and there are times when we are looking into the mirror, but we are thinking of all the external factors like this, as I mentioned earlier, this happened, that happened, XYZ person did this, XYZ. But what did you do to yourself?
Yeah.
And what is it that you need to do to get out of this? You know? So the self care is not only about just nourishing yourself with creams and going for a massage.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's being kind to yourself also.
Is being kind to yourself.
I am on board for that. I think a lot of us deliberately hurt ourselves over time,
Yeah.
maybe unknowingly, maybe subconsciously, but we are constantly abusing ourselves more
Yes.
than outsiders.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
I know this. When you're talking to me, I could see the patterns in my head. I'm very hard on myself. So maybe it's time for me to be a little nicer to myself, a little kinder to myself. I think I set very high standards for myself, impossible, impossible goals, and I kill myself trying to achieve them. And I know in the process I'm getting hurt, but I'm also hurting people around me, especially my family, because they have to put their lives on hold while I reach my summit. No,
Mm.
it also happens that way.
Right, right. Yeah.
Wow. Speaking of summits, which brings me to the next one.
Sure.
You use Himalayan singing bowls for sound therapy,
Right.
which is something I found so fascinating. Okay, in a world full of noise, what is it about this specific frequency and vibration of these bowls that can create a deep sense of shift, a deep shift, and that simply listening to calming music. What is that?
So sound therapy,
Mm,
it's like you hear a soothing voice, it's sound therapy.
right.
You hear the chimes, and each one of the religion has that, the church bells ringing, the mandir bells
Yes.
going,
Om.
the om chanting, uh, the scriptures of the Quran when they are read,
Yes.
very soothing. Each one of us, the Gurubani of the Sikhs, everything. Sound by itself is so nurturing. Even in the sound healing, there's so many instruments. The didgeridoo of the Aboriginals, um, then the tuning folks are there, crystal bowls are there. My personal favorite, yes, is the Himalayan singing bowls. I just love them. The frequency that they generate, because the bowls that I have, um, each one of them, each note goes on a very different frequency. And with these bowls, the main USP of these bowls is you are able to create brain entrainment.
Okay. What is what? How do you? What do you mean by that?
Brain entrainment is to change your brain waves.
Wow. Okay. Tell me
So,
more.
so we have, we have the different stages of sleep also. The alpha, the beta, the theta, the gamma, the delta. Delta is the deepest form of relaxation. It's like, delta state is the one where those Rishi Munis were in the delta stage when they used to go into sadhana and tapasya for days together, months together. And delta stage, of course, in our day and life, in this hectic schedule, it's difficult. But with the Himalayan singing bowls, when you are actually regressed into the delta stage, can you imagine what you're creating for yourself? First and foremost, the alteration of the brain waves. Um, and once the brain waves are altered, it is one of the most relaxing state. Obviously, cell regeneration is also taking place during this stage.
Right.
They are moving in concentric circles, and our body, being almost more than 70% water,
Water. Yeah.
can you imagine what it can create?
Yeah.
So for me, I am like, I know my heart is set for these bowls.
You want to give me a demonstration right now?
Sure, I would love to.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
We'll come back to the questions after this, guys.
Yes,
But I've
yes.
been dying. I've been seeing these bowls, and they've been like this. I can't stop. Actually, when she told me she's gonna bring her bowls with her here, I was so excited. I was like, "Yay, let's do it!" Here,
Just close your eyes, Kavita. Just be in a space to receive.
wow, wow, Henna, this is amazing. I love it.
Yeah. Oh wow. See how
Wow,
this is going? Okay, Aja. Phone leke aja. This will start.
it's building. It's the crescendo is building.
Corina, I am so glad that I am doing this on a platform which is going to reach so many people because it's the need of the hour.
It is. I agree with you
And
completely.
there are lots of people, just as doctors have quacks, there are lots of quacks and healers. And um, I everybody just tells me always, Almas, take up more work, be seen, because I'm not very seen. I'm happy with it. I have no this thing because I can do only as much as what is in my plate, and on my plate also it's quite full. I don't have the bandwidth to add more work, but
Because it takes, I'm sure it takes a lot from you emotionally also,
I am in a space where it comes with ease, honestly
Really?
speaking.
It does.
Yes.
You don't take your baggage. You don't take your homework home.
Nothing. And left, right, and center, I have been having friends who say, "You don't do protection, you don't do this,
Correct. I was going to
you
think about.
don't.
I was thinking about the same thing to myself.
What is this nonsense, Almas?" But I'm like, हो रहा है ना काम और मैं भी सही हूँ ना ठीक है
But they're right about protection. You
Hmm,
need to
hmm.
protect yourself because you are absorbing other people's negativity.
No, it
No,
doesn't happen, Corina. It's
no,
okay. Because यहाँ पे नहीं लेती हूँ ना तो आता ही नहीं है मेरे पास.
nice. But that doesn't that affect you ever? I mean,
Sometimes it does, yeah.
that's a
But
lot of emotional baggage to carry.
no,
Other
no.
people's emotion, which is not even your own.
Hmm. So just as I told you, I don't do digging.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. And for me, see, this is where the difference in it lies in a therapist and in a healer. So healing is what I don't do any work as a healer
So what do you do?
because I do a lot of hand holding. I hold space for you. But the healing is your journey. You have to take up responsibility. So I
Fair
lead
point.
things in a very different, dynamically different way, where I'm empowering you enough to take responsibility for all that has happened to you, knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, subconsciously. And yeah, let's see how we can do best for it. This is how
Right.
I go about with it. I was in Budapest.
Yes.
Uh, in There's somebody in a Hungarian who has built a monastery over there in Budapest, and then a little bit in the interiors. We traveled from there, but the bowl was as a little smaller than this room.
Wow.
Not a little, it yeah,
Yeah.
but it was something where I we could sleep in it.
Wow.
And the mallet was like वो टंगा हुआ
Huh.
जो ऐसे करके बजाते हैं
Oh.
बिकॉज इतना बड़ा मैलेट है उसको स्ट्राइक करने के लिए.
Okay.
तो वो सीलिंग से टंगा हुआ था और उसको वो ऐसे बजाते थे. देयर आर बिग बोल्स वेयर यू स्टैंड इन
Okay.
इट.
Ooh. I'm pretty sure by then when you're coming out, you're like, when the shiver, yeah. You must be taking a huge chunk out of you. Yeah, that's true. But I loved the vibrations when you did it for me. It was like it's one of the most soothing things I've ever heard, and something very calming. I could feel my no, I could feel goosebumps.
Yes.
And I'm so glad I'm wearing a long sleeve top today because I could actually feel it. I loved it. I loved it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, okay. So we come back to now from the esoteric. Let's come down to
Yes, absolutely.
yes, come down to a little more practical. Almas, you have been a wellness advocate for essential oils for a very long time, right? For the skeptics, what is the most scientifically or experientially profound shift you have witnessed that proves the therapeutic power of scent and nature's compounds?
So essential oils today in the market, they are available. There are a lot of companies, and a lot of people just use it for aroma. You
Yeah.
know, they use it in diffusers and in bath salts and soaps. The essential oils which I deal with, of course, they are from a very reputed branded company. Um, they are ingestible also.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow.
In today's day and age, what we rampantly see is cold, cough, and fever.
Yeah.
Corina, I myself,
Especially post COVID.
yes, I I have not had a croissant since the past 7 8 years, and
Okay, pardon my. Okay, you going to get a lot of those expressions from me, so you got to stop laughing. Okay, tell me what.
no, I'm not laughing at that.
No, no, no.
I'm just
I love that look. I mean, like, I think I am the brand ambassador for my chemist. Okay, he sees me coming and he lays out the red carpet for me. It's okay.
I get it. Most people are, there's so many challenges which we go through. Stress, headaches, so many things, So yeah, cough and cold also is always a part of a routine
Yeah.
with today's pollution and so many things. So essential oils also, I've been using it very regularly, even with my kids. Most of the time, n- no, and antibiotics. In fact, they haven't taken in a very long time.
God
We
bless them. Seriously.
Yeah, these essential oils are showing results just in 2 3 days. And just as I told you about that story with my son, it takes a lot of courage within ourselves, first and foremost, not to be impatient with our body
Yeah.
and tell ourselves, like, that's okay. It's a cough. That's okay. It's a cold. My body needs rest. It's okay. It's a fever. It's a pain showing up. Let me address that. How many of us really travel inwards and address the pain of our body?
Okay.
It takes a lot of courage to reach there also,
It
because
does.
it is acknowledgement, where is this pain coming from?
And you also need to have a lot of belief, self belief that this will help cure you.
Absolutely. So all
Yeah.
my everything that I do is for people who come with a sense of surrender, come with a sense of belief.
वो कहते हैं ना कि मानो तो भगवान ना मानो तो पत्थर.
Yeah, because that's where their receiving is.
Yeah.
If they're not willing to receive, then I'm not ready to give. Sorry, maybe you need to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
So essential
But can you
oils.
sense the skeptics and when people come to you? I mean, the ones who are so wound up and so they have so many levels of of resistance. How do you break through those doors, those walls?
No, they're simple questions. And as I said, my requirement for you to reach me is come with a space of surrender,
Yeah.
come with a sense of receiving. Belief, I
Yeah.
can make you believe in it.
Yeah.
And the work itself speaks for itself.
Correct.
And if they do not believe, it's absolutely okay. Healing is not a journey for everybody.
But Almas, it's not about not believing. It's about even if I want to believe, okay, and I'm playing the devil's advocate out here.
Mm-hmm.
I see. I have a great regard for alternate therapy. Okay, and I'll tell you why. Because I was born with a hole in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I was operated when I was 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I know the kind of pains my parents went through to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that the first 6 years of my life were literally left in I was raised in an oxygen tent, uh, minus family, minus friends. In fact,
Right.
the cardiologist told my mom and dad when I was less than a year old, that please have another baby. This one will not see her first year. It's another thing that I'm now in my 50s. That's so there. The whoever the cardiologist was, see, proved you wrong. But no, that's just a joke. The joke is not that. The thing is that when you go through so many things, that your the people around you, your family, the caretaker, the caregivers, become very resistant to change because they think at that point of time this is the thing that works. So let's
Absolutely.
keep that going. Why add a new element to your healing or to your medication?
Absolutely.
you know
Absolutely.
why would you want to add one more thing, and why would you, and what if that goes wrong?
Right.
you know
Absolutely. So I honor this completely, because see what happens is, Corina, all of us have to understand who is meant for what.
right.
Sometimes there is a medical condition, and obviously you need a doctor in that. Again, there are certain people in healing also who are so vested in playing the victimhood.
Yeah,
You can't do anything for such people,
true
you
that.
know. So it's like, okay, you have a different life. Absolutely, go ahead, honor it. If you love drama, go ahead, create it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I
Yeah.
get you. I get you, friend.
So everything is not
Yeah,
about healing
yeah,
and about things like this, but yes, uh, for whoever it is meant for, please go ahead
yeah.
and take it. Like simple things like cough cold,
Hmm.
yes, go ahead, do it. But um, there are times when you may need medical attention. Go ahead and do that as well.
Correct. Don't be stupid. Yeah, just
Yeah,
don't keep to one path. Correct.
exactly. So coming to the question for wellness, for the oils, common ailments, then of cough cold, there are certain things, within 2 3 days itself, just taking that is like very helpful. The throat opens up, you don't need a cough syrup at all, so it works wonderful. People who have restlessness, sleeplessness, yes, there are certain oils which are very calming, help you sleep well, so it is good for that. um, Digestion and everything to do with digestion, right from, people, maybe some of them are with IBS, some of them are with constipation issues, some of them are with acidity issues. Yes, the essential oils are very good in such cases also. Pain,
Okay.
it helps where that is concerned.
So how do
Joint
you how
pains.
sorry, I'm coming back to this.
Hmm.
But how do you said it's ingestible. But when it's not ingestible, how do you apply these oils?
So
Are there some certain points that you apply the
yeah,
oils on?
so there are three ways. Not all oils are ingestible, some
Right.
of them are. So either you topically apply it, or take it in aromatically,
Okay.
or a drop in a glass of water or just below your tongue. And if you're topically applying it, of course, the main nerve points behind the ears, a little on your thymus gland, um, your pain points, the lymphatic glands. Yes, that is where it works the best.
So you your children never have they haven't used an antibiotic for a long, long time. Touch wood, God bless them.
Thank you.
So what would you tell somebody who's in hypochondriac?
uh,
I mean, see, everyone knows. I mean, some of us look at, they think of a way. I know a friend of mine, I'm not going to take name, and I'm not being unkind, I'm just being very factual. Sometimes you want to use medicine because you need
yes.
the attention seekers. You know, the ones who are chronically ill all the time, but they're not ill, they're just ill out here, not here, you know.
Hmm.
So how do you help those people?
See, the first step, of course, as I had mentioned earlier, it is always that they have to take the step to come.
Recognize that they're
Yes.
hypochondriacs.
And only then uh, does it work. Most of the time, I always give a 15-minute of free consultation where I just explain things to them. And after that, if they are ready, I will go ahead with the consultation and the treatment of whichever modality is required or however it is required. But there are some people who are, just not ready. And that's, as I said, it's absolutely okay. Maybe it's not meant for you. And there's enough sunshine for everybody.
That's a lovely way of putting it.
Yeah. So there are times, where as healers also, I mean,
You just need to let go.
yeah, it's like, they're too demanding of me also, and I cannot give beyond a point
Yeah,
because those people are made up differently. So that's when I say,
yeah.
maybe
You need
there's
to have a
somebody
little bit of,
else.
yeah. You need to have a little bit of distance between the two.
Yes,
Yes,
yes. And what is,
which doesn't make you less of a healer. It just makes you a little more aware that there's a problem out there. It's like a doctor. A doctor cannot.
exactly,
I mean, you need to have a little bit of a distance between you and your patients. You cannot let the patient, or like your parish priest for that matter.
absolutely.
You know,
Mm.
you can go to him for your confession, but he cannot be empathetic. I mean, he cannot take on your sins. Yeah,
And see, what happens is, at the end of the day, what is the bottom line? They have to be happy.
yeah.
So if they're happy taking medicines, go ahead, take them. See, all those medicines is tangible. Today, when you are taking a crocin, the
It's a,
content is
yeah,
paracetamol, which is going to make your headache go away.
correct.
Yeah. For them, if I say I'll make the headache go away with just touching your head, they'll be like, no, that that doesn't work for me. How is it
Yeah.
possible?
Right.
Fine, but that's what your mother and grandmother did also
Yeah.
when you were young,
Right.
and it's the body's natural response.
Correct.
Yeah. So if you're happy with it, come. Otherwise,
Yeah.
that's.
You know, moving away from um, aroma and sound, we come back to a little something about, you know, something a little more facilitating change
Mm-hmm.
for,
Mm-hmm.
of the intense kind. So facilitating change for others over a decade must be intense, right? I'm pretty sure there's a lot like we were talking about when we were not on camera, we were talking off camera, how this must probably take a toll on you, emotionally, spiritually, mentally,
It's never been
physically.
intense.
No,
It's always been fun for me. I love what I'm doing.
for sure. But even if you, I love what I do. I love writing, but I know that there are times when I've been interviewing, say, someone who's a victim of rape,
Hmm.
or it's victim of domestic violence. Some of that rubs off on me. I mean, I remember there was a point of time when in my earlier years as a journalist, when I used to interview victims, it would affect me terribly.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a long time to draw a line, but kind of
Mm-hmm.
be a little more objective about this interview. I because I remember after these interviews, I would go into the state of absolute depression, so much so that finally my father said, "Enough.
Mm-hmm.
Either you want to be a journalist, you learn how to handle these things, or don't do these assignments because it obviously affects you." And it used to affect me a great deal because I come from a family where we've never been struck, we've
Mm-hmm.
never been hurt. I mean,
Yes,
by the
yes.
most by the people who protect you.
Mm.
So for me, it, it just I couldn't even begin to imagine what that kind of thing must be, that kind of violation of
Absolutely,
trust, which
absolutely.
is what boils down to. So my question back to you is that what is your most non-negotiable, perhaps even easy self-care practice that ensures that you maintain that peace, harmony, and joy for yourself?
So I practice what I preach.
You mean you're telling the people come to you for consultation? Are you talking to clients?
Generally, overall, what happens, Corina, is we are always vested in our stories.
Yeah,
And yes, rightfully so, because our stories create us.
correct. They're who we are.
And who would we be without our stories?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
But you see, every person who goes is a victim. Every person who is healing is repeating their stories again and again, looping back into the same situation again and again, creating the same patterns again and
Which is
again.
self-destructive, no?
Yes, very self destructive. Even therapists, basically, where when you go, you are just repeating your story. And the more you are repeating the story, the more imprint you are creating.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that.
So when I am asking people drop your stories, I do the same. I drop their stories because
Yeah, so you
what
don't
I,
allow them to imprint on you.
yes, and
Yeah.
I am like, let's move forward. What is it that you're looking for? What is your intent for coming here?
So you are objective. You allow yourself to be clinical.
Yes, you have to because that's the way forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm lady. I'm in your corner. Okay, because I kept thinking whenever I look at you right now, I'm thinking to myself, the load you must be carrying, the baggage that you must be carrying on behalf of all of us. Even right now, you and I are talking, and I'm pretty sure you're very receptive to my energy levels because I'm receptive to yours, and I've been very. That's one of the things that makes me a good journalist, is that I'm empathetic, and I kind of absorb people's energies. Like my father used to call me his sniffer puppy. Every time bought a new house, I would be the first one who would go in because I'm the one who would feel the vastus, the energy
Yeah, yeah.
levels. So I was like the family sniffer dog, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I could actually feel the energy levels.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
right now, when you and I are talking, well, I think this has been one of the easiest I have been with an interviewee in a very long time because it's coming through. Our energy levels are connecting, and I'm not being. There's nothing to be esoteric about. She seriously has a lovely, calming sense of a persona right now, which is very easy for me to sit down and, in fact, I throw up a lot of barricades myself when I'm talking to people. Ask questions as a
Mm-hmm.
journalist and keep my objectivity. Right now, I'm being anything but objective, which, by the way, is kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So again, coming back to that, so that you have to learn to be objective,
Mm.
no, or you've trained
No,
yourself to be objective,
I think it is mainly once you make a person comfortable,
right?
the barriers drop, the objectivity drops. The person is willing to bear themselves, be vulnerable in your
Which is
space,
trust also.
and they are able to really open up. And that's what they are there for, because unless and until they don't open up, the receiving doesn't start for
Yeah,
what I am willing to give them.
correct.
The healing doesn't start. And once it starts, it's actually a very easy process, Corina. It's not difficult.
Right.
We kind of just make it very difficult in our mind by conjuring up so much which is unnecessary.
Correct.
Yeah. Same thing, expectations, baggage, rejections, projections, separations. Everything is just like, a chain reaction to everything. Once you drop it, you are so much more freer.
That's true.
Mm.
You know, my next question is more. Um, this is a little more self-serving,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been when I was doing my research on you, that I promised myself I'd ask this question of you because I ask this question of me a lot of times too. And I
Mm-hmm.
have done this over many years, and I've asked myself constantly. I've asked this question as a journalist, as an interviewer, as a chronicler of other people's histories. This is what I like to call myself, a chronicler of other people's history. And you are a chronicler of other people's emotions for
Mm.
such a long time. You've been on you're on the sidelines, yet you're a part of the picture, the
Mm.
story. So if you could distill your 13 years of practice in one single powerful question a person can ask themselves right now to begin with their transformation, what would that question be?
Mm.
Too heavy?
No, no, too light. That's how it is. Just be lighter.
So what would your question be?
Yeah. Would you like to just choose to be light?
Nice. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Drop your baggage.
Drop your baggage. Release it all. You don't need it.
Check your baggage at the door.
Shed it. Don't carry it. It's unnecessary.
Nice. I like that. I like that approach. Maybe I would probably use it once just to see how it works on
It's
my end.
patented.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll take you out for dinner. We can that will be like a nice thing out. Sheesh, women, I tell you. Almaz, you've given me so much food for thought this morning. I mean, you've taken me back to you made me explore different aspects of, and I like to think I'm a very open-minded person because, hey, given the my job profile, I have always had to have to have an open mind. But this is really lovely. I really enjoyed exploring the esoteric with you, the unexplored, the ones that we don't tap into, the untapped, and it's also given me a lot of perspective in a lot of ways, for which I should thank you for, because I've had fun this morning, and I thought I came prepared. It was so much fun to actually. It was like this little box, You open one box and you open another box and you open a third box. They're like ex-children where you had these little boxes, which you went one after the. So I loved it. I really loved unopening, unboxing these boxes with you, and it was such a pleasure meeting you. We should
Same here.
absolutely we should do this again soon.
Absolutely,
Just
Karina.
even if it's off camera, maybe for a coffee or a lunch or a dinner, whatever. We should
Absolutely.
just catch up. I
Absolutely.
had pleasure. I had absolute fun.
It's been such a pleasure to be on this show. And with you as a host, it's been an amazing
Thank you.
experience. And that has been the goal. Because in today's day and age, uh, people view healing so differently.
Okay.
And it's so easy to just get rid of things. It's not difficult. It's just a beautiful journey where you travel inward, recognize, what is required from you as a person to bust all that you are carrying and releasing it all and feeling liberated at the end of it. That's ultimately what matters.
Thank you. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, Almaz Lokhandwala, healer, practitioner, friend, safe space. Thank you, Almaz.
Thank you so much for having me on board.
Thank you for being with us.